Day after a jury convicted Mark Leonard of murder and dozens of other crimes, the judge has not made clear when his decision will come on whether he will spend life in prison with no chance of parole. But Eyewitness News reporter Rich Van Wyk tells us tonight we do know the time frame under which Leonard will learn his fate.
At 49 years old, it appears likely Mark Leonard will spend the rest of his life in prison. The question is whether it will be life in prison without parole. Judge John Marnoka figures Leonard's sentence could range from 45 to 1,488 years in prison. He admitted a realistic number is somewhere in between. Prosecutor Denise Robinson, though, has two recommendations.
What I can tell you is that if life without parole is not imposed in this case, the state will be arguing for a sentence that is, in effect, a life sentence. No question.
In court, Robinson argued the extreme circumstances of Leonard's crimes warrant extreme punishment. She cites so-called legal aggravators, the use of explosive natural gas, the murder of two people, Dion and Jennifer Longworth, and Dion's horrific death, burned alive, witnesses say, trying to escape his basement. The Hollingsworth were among those neighbors and firefighters trying to save him.
Living with the frustration of knowing you couldn't help him, that was horrible. I'll never forget the sight that I saw in that basement.
Leonard's attorneys argued the prosecution fell short of meeting the legal requirements for life without parole.
The state didn't prove any of the aggravators beyond a reasonable doubt. It's the same standard.
In court, Black went as far as to accuse prosecutors of sexism, claiming they offered Monserrate Shirley a plea agreement because she's a woman and never made an offer to Leonard because he's a man.
I deny that completely. He was not offered a plea agreement because of his participation in this crime.
Dion Longworth was on the telephone, begging his home security company for help. His recorded dying words were not played in court as expected. The judge said he'd already listened to the recording in his chambers. Judge Marnoka estimates it will take him about 2 weeks to decide the life without parole issue. He has set sentencing for Mark Leonard on August 14th. In South Bend, Rich Van Wyk, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.